Welcome to Boise, Idaho. Set alongside the Greenbelt and the relaxing Boise River, this afternoon fired up to bring you the iconic blue turf and the Boise State Broncos as they open another season. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Miami Hurricanes, taking on the 17th ranked team in the land, the Boise State Broncos. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. And the Broncos will put total leather to crank us up. Here's the return from inside his 10. Really disciplined job by the...
At the 19.
Get down there and make the stop at the 19. First down for this offense. He's going to pass. Quickly complete. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
Well, if you're going to get first downs against this defense, you're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to make people miss. This is an excellent tackling unit. You saw it on that last play.
Here comes the offense on second down. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he can really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. He's going to fire deep. Catch inside the 25. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it. And the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. He's looking to throw. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
Pressure got to the QB that time. He was trying to find his check down out of the backfield, but the hit forced the incompletion.
Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on first and goal. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Looking for the score. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're third and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
It is perfect. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
You're feeling really good about that, right? Brand new season, first drive of the year. The juices are flowing. You march the ball down the field. You don't get a touchdown, but at least you come away with 3 points. Very positive start to the year.
After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away. Fair catch, called for and made. On first down, here comes this offense. From the shotgun, the inside give. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Running back searching for a hole. They get him stopped at the 32. That's a gain of 4.
I think you run that play so you stay out of 3rd and long. 3rd and long is not where an offense ever wants to thrive. 3rd and medium, hey, I'm good with that. So you run that play to make sure you're set up for a good 3rd down.
Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. They'll try to get it through the air. Grab near the marker. It's Stout. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. I think a big part of this for young quarterbacks out there is if you're going to be throwing into zone coverage, you got to throw on time. You can't stare down receivers because the entire defense has their eyes on you, so you can't telegraph where the ball's going. You've got to hold it to the very last possible second. Try to freeze defenders with your eyes, and then throw the ball into open areas of the field, anticipating where your guy's going to be.
Makes his connection. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Not difficult, not complicated, but early in the game, get in that rhythm. Find that timing with your wide receiver so you're set up for success. Then you go attack deep later on.
Now here on 2nd down, see if they keep tossing it around. The give to the back. Finally pulled down, but not before. Moving the chains for a first down.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down marker.
The Broncos are moving quickly down the field. Looking to move it through the air. And it's picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. And the senior just took that one out of the air and sends it the other way.
What a beautiful sight. And not only are we big and strong and powerful and athletic, you can just have unbelievable hands to the mix, because we can catch a football too, just like those little DBs, create turnovers, force interceptions. Let's go.
And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, David.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
Use the play fake, now to throw. He wants to go deep. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
Hey, listen, the quarterback didn't get the completion on that throw, but that doesn't mean you can't try again. Trust in your playmakers outside to push the field and stretch it vertically and make a play for you. It won't surprise me to see this QB take more shots as this game goes on.
They could have used a little bit more there. Pick up a 3. It's 3rd and 7.
And offenses want to continue to feature the run. They want balance. Even if it's not super successful, you can take it little bit at a time just to keep that defense honest.
A 3rd and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. Working that left side now. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
They're trying to get to it. The quarterback scrambled around, but the defense able to scramble him and turn it into a sack.
Defensive linemen live to get after the quarterback, to get sacks, to get by those big hog mollies up front on the offensive line and say, you taste dirt.
Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Little touch pass to the receiver. Got a lot of running room. Got some room, headed to the goal line. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. They'll decline the penalty here, and the result of the play stands. And the offense grateful for that penalty if they can just move it 1 more yard to get it in. Wide receiver shows motion. Touch pass on the right. Touchdown, Miami! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board.
Number 19 in the end zone.
Lining up to tack 1 more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they pushed the lead out a little further. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. It was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown pass. The kickoff team on the field as they'll send this one away. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Boise State ready to send out that offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did on the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. Fires to the wideout. Finds space on the right.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Looking to scramble. He'll let one go down the right side. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
Well, the quarterback knew where he wanted to go with the ball. His intended target just wasn't open, so the quarterback made sure he put that football in the stands.
As they come over the football, 1 minute to go here in the first. On second down, he's looking downfield. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
Man, this quarterback is living dangerously right now. Obviously, he threw a pick on the last drive. He's trying to complete that throw, but the defender gets a hand on it, tips it up in the air. That's oh-no. That is an oh-no situation. They're lucky that one hit the ground.
On third down, he drops the throw. Finds a tight end. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Going up top on first down. Finds his big tight end. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
And a really good job by the quarterback being very decisive. He saw his matchup, he went for it, he attacked it, got the positive gain. I would say he's going to find that guy a few more times today.
Takes the handoff. It's Ginn. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a first down every couple carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest. Pound that rock.
In the red area, it's Ginn. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Loss of 1 on the play. Third down coming up. That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Miami 10, Boise State 0.
Now facing a third down as they line up after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. And that pass is intercepted. Looking for more room. He's at the 40. The 20. Past the 10. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Canes. Look, I know it's only the second quarter, but we're starting to see a pretty significant gap develop between these two teams right now.
No doubt. When your defense is scoring, your offense is scoring, good things happening for your ball club. This defense on point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick 6. He'll call for the fair catch here. The Bronco offense back out there ready to give it another spin. They've got nothing done so far, and they already find themselves in a 3-possession hole, Jesse.
Yeah.
He hurls one deep down the left side. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
Well, at this juncture in the game, with how the scoreboard looks, no question this offense is going to have to throw to get back in the game, and it's going to be tricky now because the defense is expecting it. You're going to throw into a lot of big zone coverages with everybody's eyes on the quarterback. Not going to be easy.
I think as a quarterback, you get in your mind before the snap a lot of times where you're going with the football, and sometimes you lock on it a little bit too long, and right there I think he did. He'd probably want that throwback.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. He's missed 3 in a row now with that last incompletion.
And on that incompletion, I think the quarterback was being just a bit too careful, trying to throw that ball too far outside, obviously aware that the defenders are coming from the inside. You don't want to put it behind the intended target and risk the pick 6, but but he needs to be more accurate.
And the Broncos line up to punt it away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. He only needs a sliver of daylight. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Pre-snap motion quarterback trying to get a read. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Really good job by the defense, seeing it and going and getting it. Nice job understanding the touch pass. It could happen. Those guys go in motion, man. I got to understand, safety's got to see that, start flying down, getting ready to play that. Nice job by the defense being ready for that play.
Line getting set on second down. He's looking to throw. Caught in the backfield, it's Henderson. At the 40, there he goes. And they do a really good job. Not as easy as it looks to get those blocks. And he picks up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wide out in motion. Looking to go up top on first down. He's taking the shot. Fires into traffic, intercepted. Going the other way, and he's got room. And a big return after the INT sets up.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it, squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always remember your first. Your first
It's a fumble. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover.
I love those smashes where you can hear it up here, Reese. Goodness gracious, you can hear the contact. Such a big lick. The offensive guy doesn't hold on to the football. Huge momentum swing, big turnover forced by the defense.
And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with the system.
Trying play action. Looking for a huge play. And he makes the catch inside the 25. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24. They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. He's looking to throw it. They're bringing heat. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Well, as a quarterback, when you get to the outside, you know you don't have all day to throw it. You've got these defenders. They are coming. They're running at you hard. So you've got to do a better job getting the ball out quicker. That hit forced the incompletion.
Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. He wants to pass it on second down. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball landing out of bounds.
They've got a ways to go on third down from the 24 as this defense tries to force them into a field goal try. He makes a catch. Headed to the end zone. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Hurricane.
I think you love starting the year off with some momentum, and that's exactly what this offense is doing. They're firing on all cylinders, defense doing their job as well. This team getting out the gates to start the season in great fashion.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Oregon pulled into town on a mission, and they're hightailing it out of here with a huge win. Veni, vidi, vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. And that's precisely what the Ducks did. circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. He got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
I think the quarterback's got to do a better job with his eyes, guys. He's already been picked off twice in this game, and that one got swatted away. He's telegraphing where he's throwing the football, and it's making life really hard on him.
On second down, looking to throw. Trying to beat the D deep. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
And guys, if I'm on offense, I am staying aggressive. I know you didn't connect there, but make sure you keep testing this defense, because even if you complete one of those throws, that could be the game-breaking play.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. Third and long. Ball's at the 25. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. The Broncos will punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. And they'll mark the spot on this one just outside the 40-yard line. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
So after the huge chunk play, they've got it first and goal from the 10. He's going to pass. Going for 6. Throw to the end zone. It's picked off. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense.
When you get in the red area, as a quarterback, you got to be dialed in. You got to be really sharp, really crisp. You have to play with great timing. The field is so shrunk. Everybody's got such a little area to cover. Fitting it in tight windows is tough to do, and he failed on that play right there.
Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
You got to give the defense a lot of credit, man, because they've come into this hostile environment, and they've quieted the crowd down with some of the plays they're making. They've got a nice lead right here, and they're making it hard for this quarterback to go to work.
He wants to throw here on second down. It's complete to the left. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
They're going to go to the air on third and short. Quickly to the tight end. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long games. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49.
Small gain, I know, but again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass, make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays, but sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well, but if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
Everybody on the same page there on blitz pickup, right? Offensive line, everybody communicating, understanding where they have to work to give their QB time to make an accurate throw and pick up the first.
Trying to find his man on first down. Got the quick pass. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Well, that's great timing by the quarterback and receiver on that out route. If you're going to be running that against man coverage like they were there, that ball has to be thrown early, and it's got to be thrown out in front of the receiver, and they execute it perfectly.
Now after the short completion, it's second down. looking to throw. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And they can't hook up, going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down.
Nice job by the defense there, taking all throws away from the quarterback. He had nowhere to put that football in the field to play, so that ball obviously had to go out of bounds.
It's third down now, and they ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. He wants to throw it again. Unloads to the wideout. Hauls it in. And how does he keep running? I'd be dizzy after a spin move like that. We've made our way to the 2-minute warning, and now they'll try to at least cut a little something off of this lead before the break. They'll throw it on first down. He's got it into the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos!
Man, nice job getting the passing game going. This is big, man. Going into the half, and listen, I know you're trailing, but building some momentum. Maybe this second half we keep airing the football out, cutting into this deficit, and who knows what the heck will happen.
On to attempt the try. And it's blocked. He picks it up. That's a live ball.
I don't care about plays. I don't care about yards. All I care about is that they get points. Could I bow my neck up when it mattered most? And how about the defense forcing the turnover? Doesn't matter that they gave up yards. Doesn't matter that they ran a bunch of plays. All that matters is they bowed up, found a way to turn the football over, and get it back to their offense.
And the Miami offense will take over first and 10.
And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
They'll line up for a second down play. The play action fake. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down.
Well, this defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. Third and long from inside their own 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Gonna take a shot. Snags it on the right.
Really nice timing on that throw. Quarterback had to hold it, allow his receiver to work his route, but he threw it at the perfect moment so that he was able to make the catch inbounds right on the sideline.
Corner's going to give them room. Pressure coming. Quarterback on the move, still looking. He was able to squirt free and pick up a few and avoid a negative play there. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. Now on second down. He's looking to throw. He's got it. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. And the Canes come to the line in the hurry-up. Comes out throwing on first down. He lets it fly. Grabs it inside the 10. Run out of bounds after the long game, but they've got it now first and goal.
It's a beautiful pass and catch. I love the job the quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver.
And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Miami. He didn't see anyone open. Said, no problem. I'll take care of it myself.
Yeah, I've been there before. Been there, done that. Not my first rodeo. I've been in this kind of situation. Down by the goal line, I'm getting outside, and I'm taking it in myself.
Lining up for the PAT. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Miami 31, Boise State 6.
Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. back, ready to go to work on offense. Boy, they've been caught in a buzzsaw here in the first half, but maybe a chance to carry some momentum into the break here.
It all comes down to this drive.
And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
How about the big fella? I know this is not in his job description to pick off passes, but the eye-hand coordination, able to get his big paws up there, stabs it out of there, and it was like he was almost surprised he had the football. Just start rumbling and stumbling once he had possession.
Wants to throw on first down. Pocket starts to collapse. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. A first down sack can wreck a drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. He's looking to throw. And he can't find his man as he was trying to pay off this red zone opportunity.
And that's just a huge missed opportunity on offense. QB missed his guy wide open in the end zone. You might not get another clean look like that in the rest of this game.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Caves.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not. So being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Utah is trailing right now, but it's only a couple of points. That quarterback just needs to show the poise of a young Alex Smith, and they are right back in this. They're trailing by just 4 to Western Kentucky. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football match.
Oh, he's so hard to get on the ground. He's got room. And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there.
And you're going to hear this guy's name a lot. They're going to ride the big fella. He's such a stud. They're going to build the offense around him. This is just game 1, but you're going to get a lot of big runs from this cat.
Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. Fires to the wideout. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds.
This offense just has to find a way to find a rhythm here. They're playing at home, and they want this crowd to stay involved and be an asset in the game, but they need to start making plays. They can't keep throwing incompletions this early.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Got his man. And they gave him no chance to get loose, and they force a 4th down. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. All the numbers and stats will show you going for it on 4th down in this area of the field really puts pressure on a defense. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He'll take a deep shot here. It's caught, and what a job to get the foot down and make it a huge gain along the sideline.
And they're showing you. Early in the game. It's 4th down. You're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
And as the clock is winding down here in the first half, they'll send out the field goal team. The holder will kneel at the 24, a 34-yarder coming from the right hash. Right down the boulevard, it's good. try to return this one. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Boise State ready to send out that offense. Huge deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well. When you're trailing by this much, this first drive, man, does everything matter and hinge on this? Because every possession in the second half is going to be critical.
Yeah, and I think if you're on offense, why hold back? What are you worried about? Nothing went well in the first half for you, and at this point, trailing by as much as you are, throw caution to the wind, be aggressive, and let's just see what happens.
Wants to fire on second down. Throws to the wideout. Complete to the right. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. A 1st and 10 for this offense. Looking to move it through the air. Not able to hook up there, incomplete. Ball still spotted at the 34. It's 2nd and 10. Quarterback checking the play. On second down, he'll let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down.
Looked like the offense had a chance for a big play there, but the running back just could not reel that ball in.
He'll just keep slinging it. Another interception. That's his 4th of the day. Powers through. Touchdown, Hurricanes. And this defense coming up with points of their own. What an interception return. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick 6.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too, now. Look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back.
And they did tack on the extra point. They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick 6. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Bronco offense back out there ready to give it another spin. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
Yeah, and I like teams that are aggressive. When offenses go empty and spread you out, you only got so many guys to protect your quarterback, and the linebacker comes through and hammers the quarterback and gets the sack.
On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And that makes 5 interceptions in this one. The nightmare is alive. And he's going to run it all the way back. Touchdown, Miami! What a play by this defense with the pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. They're lining up to kick it off after the pick 6, and that defense will come out feeling it. And And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Boise State has it back, ready to go to work on offense. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. What a nifty run there to pick up the first down.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride. They want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
Crosses the 30, he's got a lane. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down. And the Broncos come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll go to the ground. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense.
Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength, bowing up, stuffing the run.
Softened him up with the run, now to throw. Into double coverage, and they made him pay. It's intercepted. Bringing it back. The 40. Running inside the 20. And he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, K. What about the speed from that defender on the return?
He's showing you, Reese, like, listen, it's not just wide receivers that can do that. I can take this thing to the house. I got some moves. Watch this. Unbelievable job flipping the field. Offense about to score. Defense makes the huge plays and gets points out of it.
Ready to try the point after. And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick six. Fair catch called for and made. Boise State ready to send out that offense. That last pick six after a drive like that, David, can swing the momentum of a game.
The defense is still celebrating. I mean, such a big play. I mean, they gave up some yards but did what they're supposed to do. Now, Jesse, this offense has to put a drive together.
Yeah, they have to recapture some momentum here. What they can't do is go 3 and out and give the ball right back.
Back to throw. It's straight. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
You know, it's difficult for QBs sometimes when you're throwing to your running backs because they're not receivers. You really got to be perfect with the ball placement. You got to make that a catchable throw. A little bit too tough for the RB on that one.
Wants to throw on third down. He uncorks one deep. The receiver was doubled and they picked it off. Just a short return, but that would have been icing on the cake. They've got it first down at the 42.
And it's nice to be the middle of the field safety. That's my responsibility. I own the middle. If you want to come across the middle, I'm going to hit you. If you want to throw it across the middle, I'm going to do a good job breaking on the football. Unbelievable job. You've got to have vision.
Going for the big play. And he can't complete the first pass. Let's see if he can get settled.
And I know most offensive coaches, they're going to be thrilled taking all these 50-50 shots against man coverage. I don't know, though, if they want to keep testing that defensive back. He has been on fire.
Motion trying to get the defense to show its hand. Quick pass on the jet motion. A chance to sort of put the defense on its heels if you convert a third and long. This one from the 44. Throws for the tight end. It's complete. He gets the job done on third down. They move the chains. It's at the 37.
On third down, offenses have their plays, what they like in third and short, what they like third and medium, third and long. Great job by the offense having success. Now it's incumbent upon the defense to learn their plays and try to shut it down throughout the game.
And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. And the Hurricanes are moving quickly down the field. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Still looking on the move. Unleashes to the end zone. Intercepted. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And how about that? That's the first INT for this guy. Like, he's gone all throughout this year, taking care of the football, making plays, really building trust with his offensive coordinator. First mistake, hey, listen, put it behind you. You've had a great season so far, young man.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking for a man. It's Drake. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
Quarterback trying to attack the middle of the field. I like the aggressive nature, but his receivers aren't 9 feet tall. No one's going to catch that. No one can climb the ladder. You got to bring it down a little bit.
The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
Timeout, Boise State.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down.
Well, after struggling so much in the first half, you thought they would have made some adjustments here at halftime to see if they can open up this passing game. But early on in the second half, they're just not really able to get that done. Incompletion on 3rd down in your own end, you're expecting them to punt.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Makes the catch at the midfield logo. Touchdown, Hurricanes! And the punishment has been extended. That return man saw daylight the instant the ball touched his hands, and he darted to it and took it to the house.
And Reese, I think it's one of the hardest things to do in football, to catch the ball as all these guys are flying around you, and you got to take it, make a miss, try to find spaces and creases that aren't there. Great job making a huge play. Special teams and punt returns coming up big.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Dynamite matchup today, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Colorado State is currently up big at this moment, so much so they're on the verge of giving Cam the rest of the day off. They're up 14 over New Mexico State. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates you'll see in here, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. The Bronco offense back out there ready to give it another spin. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
That last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. Leaves it with the back. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
I think Jesse and Reese could call offensive plays for any team if they're having this much success on the ground. It starts with the ground game, right? Like, you can chew up these kind of plays, then I can play action later on and take shots. But right now, defense is first got to stop the run game that's been chewing them up.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
I know the passing game sells, the passing game is exciting, but It's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
3rd and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on 4th down by what they call here. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
Trailing by multiple possessions in the 3rd and desperately needing a score, they'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He's got him, and they convert. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the 1st down. They were willing to spin that wheel of fortune in their own territory, and it paid off.
And it came up good. I mean, I think you see the aggressiveness by these offenses now, willing to go for it on their own territory, and I like it because they got it.
He can't make the connection. It'll be incomplete. He can scramble, but couldn't create anything there. After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on 2nd down. They're going to throw it again. Getting some heat. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
There's nothing better than being a defensive lineman and a defense period that pressure the quarterback, that gets hits on him, that make him feel uncomfortable, especially when you come into their building and you get everybody really, really quiet. That's a great feeling.
Feeling some heat. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And the defense at this point understands that the offense is going to have to try to throw the football, all right? They already got a lead, so they're now pinning their ears back and getting after this guy, trying to get him to the ground.
3 straight incompletions, and undaunted, they'll go for it on 4th and 10. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Trying to make, and the ball squirted out. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
The defense comes up big time on the 4th down play, trying to get the stop, making sure he doesn't get a 1st down. The fumble, it's just the icing on the sundae. That's fine. We'll take it. But more importantly, they got the big stop and turnover on downs.
Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. That last possession, a prime example, Jesse, of how things get condensed in the red zone.
Hard to throw when the windows are smaller, and that's what happens down near the goal line, David. For this quarterback here, just take accountability and ownership and come out here and lead your offense.
And move on. Like, we needed points. That's something that we can harp on. We'll watch the tape this week, but now it's time to move on. Let's get another drive.
Going over the top. He's got it at the 20. Touchdown, Miami. And the pummeling has started.
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. These running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy showed you right there, a difficult guy to stop now if you're this defense moving forward.
And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Boise State has it back, ready to go to work on offense. After that last drive, he came back to the sideline, and the coach probably said, "You dropped it? You didn't pick it up? Come on, get on the ball, David."
No, that's not what he said. He said, "You're doing a great job. Just keep your head up." Oh, yeah, he got blasted. You got to hold on to the football, Palmer. Turnovers decide games. Those are big plays.
It's tough on him, too, because he knows he let his offense down on that last drive. So you know that guy's eager and anxious to come out here and make a play.
They'll run it from the gun. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, the linebacker showing you read and react. He knew exactly where that running play was going, and he beat the football to the line of scrimmage and forced the TFL.
Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. Final play of the quarter coming. give to the back. On the move at the 30. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the third period.
That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Miami 73, Boise State 9.
Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. Try to get it on the ground. He's not going to get it.